Hi, it's Marianne with another scrapbooking process video. Today I'm using the Cocoa Daisy April 2014 kit. Just a few sheets of paper out of it. There's ones with hearts on it, and I think that one's from Amy Tangerine. And also I decided that I was going to stitch on my page. So I had these templates from Amy Tangerine, and I'm going to do a cluster of leaves and some other little, I guess they're asterisks also. These Jelly Bead Soup letters, the blue ones that I'm picking out right now, came with the Cocoa Daisy kit. They're really nice. I want to spell out high school, so I'm going to take the time and pick out all the right letters, but this is not the letters that I'm going to end up using. The ones I just showed, those gray thickers, those are the ones I end up going with. I think I did it off camera in the end, though. So I'm going to go through all this trouble, pick out the letters, and then I'm not going to use them. So basically I was just picking the letters now because I wanted to get the placement of the leaves correctly. So what I'm working on right now is a piece of white cardstock that's going to be my background. And after I do the stitching, then I'm going to just layer up some paper with my pictures. Okay, so the stitching. Clearly, sewing is not my forte at all. I am just not a sewer. I always start off thinking, oh, this is going to be great. I can't wait to start stitching on my page. And I don't know, 5-10 minutes in, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making a mess. I can't thread the needle. And it is not relaxing to me at all. It is not a fun part of the process. So I won't be doing it again for a long time, and then I'll forget that I don't like to do it so much, and I'll do it again and remember how much I dislike it. It's just not for me. It's just too much effort. Just not fun. But I'm going to like the way it looks on the finished page. Okay, so there's the leaf, and what you do with the template, there's a little tool, and you poke all the holes for the stitching, and that part is super easy. They give you a little pad to use. So that part was super easy. And I think there are 3 colors of thread in this kit. One was a pink, which I used, I don't know, 10 months ago to stitch on my page, and realized then how much I don't like it. So I'd forgotten. And then there was a blue and a gray. So I'm going to use the blue for the outside of the leaves and gray for the interior. Okay, so look, I threaded and I'm starting. And now I realize that, is this where I realize that that's not what it's supposed to look like? Oh no, I already did that. Let me see. Yeah, see, that's not what the leaf is supposed to look like right there. So now I'm confused, because you think it's going to be easy. So I'm going to have to look at the template and see exactly what it was I was supposed to do. Clearly it's not supposed to look like that. So wait, let me start all over. So I'm going to rip up the few stitches that I did do and check the template and find out what exactly I was supposed to do. Because it was a little confusing, for me anyway. And thank goodness I don't have to rethread the needle this time. However, several times over the process, I do most of the stitching off camera. I think the outside of this leaf cluster took me, I don't know how long, a half hour maybe to do. And then I had to stop for the day. So when I came back to it today, I had the asterisks to do, so that went smoother. But, so now I've got it going on. Now I know what I'm doing, and I can just keep checking the template, make sure I'm stitching the correct way, and get to it. So now I've got the whole leaf stitched there, and my title, High School, and I've poked the holes for the asterisks. There we go. So the asterisks you couldn't tell right there in that shot, but I had a little problem. I pulled the thread too hard and I ripped the whole paper. But You can't really tell unless you look for it. I fixed it. So, okay, so back to the creation of the layout. So the stitching is done, and now I'm just going to layer up some paper. There were I think I'm using 3 different papers that came in the kit. 2, I believe, are Amy Tangerine. I think that heart one is Amy Tangerine. Then there's a sweet little flower pattern. It looks like polka dots on camera, but they're just like little flower buds. Very sweet. I'm not sure who makes that paper. And the text one is from Studio Calico. So I'm going to end up using those papers. I did a video using this kit, I think back in April maybe. And so I had a few scraps left over of that Studio Calico paper. So I'm using a scrap, and then I just cut another little piece. So I put 2 pieces together so it looks like it spans the 12 by 12 page, because I didn't actually have a piece like that. Those little embellishments right there are what came with the kit. I'm not going to end up using those, so they don't really match this page. I'm just going to keep it gray, blue, and white. So now I've got my ink edger, my foam applicator, and I'm using, I think it's Hero Arts wet cement, to just ink my edges gray. And I'm just going to ink and layer up, and then glue down, and then pull up, and then glue down, just till I get it just the way I want it. So there you could see how I have those 2 pieces that I'm going to fit together. And I wanted to use those 2 photos together too. It's of my youngest daughter when she went off to her first day of high school, which was already 2 years ago. She's going to be a junior in the fall of high school. That went fast. So, and you can also see the stitching here, how I did the blue outside of the leaf and gray interior. And I do really like the way it looks, it's just not for me. It's not fun or relaxing. So I know some people really love it. I don't have a sewing machine, so sometimes I think about getting one because I really like the way it looks on a layout, but I really don't need something else hanging around the house that's sizable like that. So maybe someday, but I guess I know it will happen. I'll start using it, and then I won't be very good at it, so it'll just be another thing sitting around. So this blue ribbon that came in the kit is it's very pretty ribbon, and I wanted to use it. So now I'm just going to cut off a little piece and just add a little bow to the layout. And so this is where I'm at right now. Now I'm not sure what else to do with the page, so I'm just going to start looking through a few of my things. I know I want a journaling card, and so I'm just going to look through some of my stuff and see if anything would match. I pulled out some dark blue letters because I want to write something above high school. And there's just a few embellishments in this pack, and I am looking for a journaling card, basically. And some of the blue stickers that I wanted to pull, they just were the wrong blue. So these 2 journaling cards that I pulled are from Cocoa Daisy, I believe, and they had a grid on the back. So I know I wanted to use a grid journaling card that would go with the school theme anyway. So I only end up using the back of one of these cards. I'm just going through some random die cuts I have, seeing if there's anything I can use. That's just the wrong blue. It doesn't look so much like that on the video, but in person it just was a little bit off. And so I'm just not sure what other embellishments to put on this page, just because I did the sewing and now I'm kind of wondering what else I should put on there. So I have that little flag there, I think it's from Elle Studio, and some die cut packs. I'm just going through my stash, pulling a few things, and then I'll go through it and see if I want to add it to the page. And then I'll be finishing up. So there's not too much more. And I thought I was going to use those canvas ones. So now I've decided, all right, let me see if any of these are going to go on here. Those are from Basic Gray. I did pull 1 die cut from there. I think it says "You're So Fabulous," and it was the right color blue, and my daughter is fabulous, so that's going to go on the page. That's the only one I used out of that pack. And then the next die cut pack is a new one from Simple Stories. And after looking through this die cut pack, I really want to use this paper line on a project soon. And this die cut pack is so worth it. It's double-sided, and it's just got really great images and little things to say. So those two hearts came out of there. I pulled them because they look like stitching. They were gray. I thought that they would go on the page somewhere, but they really just don't fit. And then I considered these canvas stickers. I was going to do something to those butterflies, but they were just too big for the page. They're not going to fit either. So I took that journaling card, which has the grid. You can't really see it on camera. And I cut it in 2 pieces, and I'm going to use it on either side of the photos. So one I'm going to use to journal on, and one I'm just going to use, I'm just going to put a little embellishment on it. So I'm going to ink my edges, and that's that little L Studio. It's like a little tab. You could fold it over. I just cut it in half and used the part I wanted to use. I'm going to just use my tiny attacher with a staple, and I'm going to glue on the bow. So that's my embellishment on that side. And on this side, I'm just inking that die cut up. I'm going to put some pop dots on the back of it. 3 little pop dots. And I'm going to put that right across my journaling card. So that's done. So now I've kind of decided that I guess I want to go with butterflies. I'm also going to pull a sticker off here. That doesn't work out. It was navy. It had a navy heart on it, but that's not going to work. And neither are any of the other things I pulled. All right, so above high school, I want to write off to high school. So I was going to use these navy jelly bean letters, but I didn't have the right combination. Like, I don't think I had a capital T or a small O or something. So these ones, they look navy here on camera, but I think they're denim looking, so that was fine. Close enough. They were blue. They look fine. They're so little, you could hardly even notice what color they are. So there, I'm just writing off to high school. And I have those asterisks that I took off the thicker sheet that originally I was going to put inside the stitching, but they didn't fit. So I'm going to put them around the page so that I have a visual triangle of asterisks. And I'm going to fill the stitched asterisks with an enamel dot. And I have some gray ones, I think right on the top there, the My Mind's Eye ones. Right now I'm just going through my brads to see if I want to do some kind of group of 3 cluster somewhere, because I just wasn't sure. So I have decided that now I want to punch a butterfly. So I took out some Martha Stewart punches, and that sheet of text paper is from Studio Calico. It was a Jubilee class kit, I think. And so I'm just going to punch a few butterflies, and then I'm going to mist them. They were the text butterflies against the black text paper. Didn't really work out, so I'm just putting those enamel dots in there. So I'm going to need to make the butterflies pop somehow. So I thought I would just flick a little mist on them, and hopefully that will be enough to make them pop off the page a little bit. So I'm going to try that here. So I have a Studio Calico blue mist. I think it's called Bonnie Blue, maybe. I don't know. It's pretty old. It's probably one of the first mists I ever got. So it's just blue. and when I laid it against the text, it really didn't do anything. It didn't pop out at all. So now I know that if I want to use those butterflies, I need to find a layer to go in between. So I went to my scraps and pulled out some blue scraps. So I had this paper, which I know is an exclusive Cocoa Daisy one, and this navy and turquoise one, which I think was from crepe paper. So first I thought maybe let me change the butterfly. Nope, didn't like that at all. So those are the wrong blues. And then I thought, okay, what I need is something to layer the butterfly on. So I have this Martha Stewart Anywhere hole punch. It's a pinked edge circle, and it's just the right size for those butterflies. And the crepe paper scrap I had is like almost a nude color on one side, and I liked that, but it was the only nude on the paper. So I found this scrap, which is gray with a little blue polka dot. I know it's from October Afternoon, the Travel Girl line. I only have that little scrap left, I think. So now I can't decide which one do I like, just because this page is taking me a while now. I'm not sure what's going on with my video camera here. It's just like weird or something. Sorry about that. So that's what I decided to do. Okay, so 2 circles, and I'm going to put 2 butterflies on them. Just going to glue it down now because I've made my decision. This is taking me way too long. And I'm putting some enamel dots on them too. And actually the blue that matched the best came with a freckled fawn set of neon enamel dots that I had. So the blue in that matched just what I needed. So in the end, I'm pretty happy with this page. And now I just need a little piece of washi on the top of my journaling card. So I'm going to try a few different ones. I tried a thin strip of black, but it was just too black. And that was actually silver with cutout stars in it. I'm going to go back to that one. This one's gray, but it doesn't show up at all. So I'm just going to go with a little bit of silver. Even though there's no other silver on the layout, there's still gray. I just wanted a little something there. And that's it. I want to say thank you for watching, and also if you're interested in doing any of the Stash Busters challenges, we have moved to CocoDaisy.com in the challenge form, so please come visit us there. You don't have to be a kit member to join. And thank you so much for watching.